everyone, and welcome back to Mariana Mas Books. My name is Mariana, and today I am here with my holiday book haul. You know that in December it's my birthday, and it's also the holidays, and so everything mixes, and I get gift cards, and also like I buy myself books because I have the excuse to do it. So I was adamant that I myself was only going to buy myself one book. And if I got gift cards and such, then I would use them to buy books. But me, myself, Mariana to Mariana, one book. Yeah, that didn't happen. So I'm going to show you the bunch of books I bought over the holidays. My excuse is that I don't buy a lot of physical books throughout the year. This December and January is the time period where I buy a lot of physical books, and then I don't buy a lot of books throughout the year. I am going to separate them into nonfiction, fiction, and poetry. A lot of these are in Spanish. I will say the English titles, the ones that have English translations that I know of. The ones that I don't know of, but that I find out that they have English translations, I will put in the description down below. And the ones that don't have English translations, I'm sorry, I hope you're not bored. So without further ado, here it goes, my holiday book haul for 2022, meaning holiday time of 2022. Today is 2023, of course. I'm going to start with the nonfiction books, so I will timestamp everything. Yes? Okay. The first book I have to show you is a tiny book. It's a single essay, and it is called Leer Mata by Luna Miguel. It is tiny, as you can see. It's just a single essay. Leer Mata means reading kills, or to read kills, and it is a literary essay about reading. Clearly, this is by a small independent Mexican publisher I love called Almadia. That I don't know if they have English translations, but I really love this publisher and I want to read more essays this year. And so I was looking at their essay collection because they have a big essay collection, and this one caught my attention. The next one is a collection of mini articles or mini essays. It's also a tiny book. If you saw my Historathon TBR video, you have seen this one before. This is by Linda Rosa Manzanilla Naim, and it is a tiny book about Teotihuacan. There is a Mesoamerican civilization I really love. I bought this one before I knew about Historathon. I bought myself a bunch of Mesoamerican history before I was invited to Historathon, so it was perfect because I had already bought it. So this is one of the ones I bought, and it's a collection of mini articles about Teotihuacan. Then I have this one by French archaeologist Jacques Sustel, and this is Los Olmecas, a book about the Olmecs. So this one is a bit outdated, but it's really good, and I wanted to read it because it's kind of like a classic. This one is by FCE, which is an excellent Mexican publishing editorial press. What's the name? I know FCE has presence worldwide, so if you ever come across an FCE book, know that it is an excellent press. I won't go into detail about FCE because it will be a long video, but yes, the Olmecs. Then I have another FCE book. I have a lot of FCE books because they are very excellent. So this one is called La Batalla por Tenochtitlan, or The Battle for Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan was the capital of the Aztec Empire. So this is a book about the Spanish conquest. But this one is very interesting because it's like one of those books that are trying to break the myths around the Spanish conquest. And one of the theses of these books, one of the proposals of these books, is that the word conquest is a wrong word to use because of things that the author Pedro Salmerón Sanginés is going to explain in the book. So I'm excited to read this one further along in the year for Historathon. Then we have another FCE book, which is called Tula. Tula is a city, the main city of the Toltecs. That is also an ancient Mesoamerican civilization. You might have heard about the Toltecs if you read self-help books, because there is a book called The Four Agreements that claims to be ancient Toltec wisdom. It's not, it's garbage, and it's not ancient Toltec wisdom. So if you ever come across the Four Agreements, no, that is not Toltec. This is Toltec. So Tula was the capital city. I'm excited again to read this one for Historathon. Then we have another excellent press called Era Ediciones, and this one is Profetas del Pasado, or Prophets of the Past, by Christopher Dominguez Michael. And this one is a collection of interviews and conversations with different historians about different time periods in Mexican history. And again, excited to read this one for Historathon. Then I have a chunky Mesoamerican history book. So this is a chunky book I'm very excited about. Look at the cover. This is a gorgeous book. Like, look how beautiful. This is a book about animals and a history of the fauna that was in Tenochtitlan, again the capital of the Aztec Empire, and how Aztecs used animals for ritualistic purposes in the sacred sites of Tenochtitlan. And look at that chunky. I'm so excited about this one. So again, Historathon. Then we have another chunky one, and this one is El Cuerpo del Tiempo, or Body of Time, by Ana Diaz. And this is all about Mesoamerican codexes, Mesoamerican cosmology, and the traditions around time and the calendar, and how Mesoamericans saw time in terms of their cosmogony. So do I have to say it again? Historathon. Look forward to that in the future. I have another Mesoamerican book. Surprise, surprise. This one I showed you in my mid-end year book freakout video. And this one is about a map of Tenochtitlan, again Aztec capital. This one is very beautiful because it's all color inside. Everyone says this in book hauls. Everyone is like, I need to stop saying I'm so excited. I'm so excited about all of this. And I feel the same way, because I was going to say I'm so excited about all of this. And then I have two more nonfiction books. The two of them are in English. Yay. The first one is this. Okay, no, let's start with this one, because we're talking about Mesoamerica, and this is another Mesoamerican book, and this is another book about Teotihuacan, but this one is in English, and it's a collection of essays, articles, academic essays, articles. It's also a chunky book. I'm so excited. I love chunky books so much. And this one is called Mesoamerica's Classic Heritage, from Teotihuacan to the Aztecs. And I'm just like, this one, again, I'm so excited. If you read the contents of the book, I won't read you all of the content. I won't read you the content. I won't. But I will probably read you the content when I talk about this book in a Historathon video. So if you're interested about this one, look forward to that in my Historathon videos. And then the final nonfiction book is this one that I actually saw a while ago in Mara at Books Like Wow's channel, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But now that I'm reading so much history, I was like, I need that book. And it is Timeline of World History, Chart the Course of History Through the Ages. So it's a book that has timelines of world history inside, and it is so cool. If you open it here, it has a giant timeline folded. I'll see if I can add a picture that I plan to frame and hang next to my bookshelf. I'm not going to open it anymore because this is hard, but it's such a cool book. So those are the non-fiction books. I'm going to move on with fiction and poetry. I'm going to start with poetry because there are only 2 books. The first one is this book called X, Y, and Z by Alejandro Magallanes. It's in Spanish, so it's actually XYZ. Alejandro Magallanes is a graphic designer, and so you know, it has pictures and images and stuff other than the poems. This is also by the press Almadía, which is the one I talked about when I talked about Luna Miguel's essay, and I have several of their books. I really love this press. Almadía. So, you know, if you read in Spanish, if you're in Mexico, if you come across this editorial or this press, I never know, publishing house, what's the name? Anyway, X, Y, and Z by Alejandro Magallanes. And then the next one is actually a tiny book that I was gifted in the bookstore, because I went to the bookstore the week of Christmas. So with every purchase they were gifting this book, and it's actually a really great little book because it's a tiny book of poems by Efraín Huerta, who is a famous author. I'm pretty sure there must be some Efraín Huerta translated out there. So it's just a small poetry collection, and I am actually excited to read this one, even though I didn't buy it and I wouldn't have bought it. But you know, it was a great gift. My dad was very excited. I went with my dad to the bookstore, and he was very excited because he says that Efraín Huerta is one of his favorites, and he was very excited about this gift. So I'm excited to read this one. Those are the 2 poetry books. Now let's move on to fiction. The first one I have is also a gift, and this one I think I'm going to read it, but it's not, if you've seen my channel, you know this is not the type of book I would have read. So, but this is what happens when people gift you books because they know you like to read, instead of gifting you gift cards. So it is Almond by Won Pyung Son, or Son Won Pyung. I don't know what's the correct order. She is a Korean author. Almond, I think it's a YA novel. It sounds actually good. My mom really wants to read it, and my sister wants to read it too, but it's contemporary, and you know I don't read a lot of contemporary. So I think I might read this, but I'm not sure. So look forward to that if you keep seeing my videos this year. Then I have one that I have already read 2 times, and I already own on my Kindle, but I had a gift card, and I have to have it on my shelves. Let me just show you. Amber and Clay by Laura Amy Schlitz. You know how much I love this book. You know. I had to have it in my shelf for my collection, and it's gorgeous and chunky. I actually regretted not getting the hardcover, but it's, you know, I'm happy about this anyway. I just then, and okay, this is exciting. I discovered a new small Mexican press that prints a lot of fantastical, mythological, folklore type classics, which is just my thing. And it's beautiful. The books are gorgeous. So I ended up buying, okay, so I bought 5. I have 4 here because the other one I bought online and it hasn't gotten here yet. Okay, this is future me. Since I filmed the haul, a lot of time has passed, and I already received the book. I will show it to you next. The first one is The Werewolf by Clemens Hausman. Is that how? Look at the cover. It has like a gloss here, and then the color is matte, and the typography and the image are gloss. You can, yeah, but look at the illustrations. Look. Are you seeing this? It's called Perla Ediciones, the press. Stunning. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. The next one I have, I am so excited. Yes. Lord Don't Say Any. On my wish list forever. And when I saw this cover, you cannot believe it. Look at this. How stunning is this? King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Don't Say Any. Gorgeous. It's just this press is, I'm so glad I discovered it, because it's so beautiful, and they print like just my type of book. All of the covers are absolutely stunning. So Lord Don't Say Any. And then another Lord Don't Say Any that I had actually never heard about, but when you see the cover, it screams Mariana. Look at this, please. This is a collection of short stories by Lord Don't Say Any, The Sword of Welleran. The Sword of Welleran. And finally, Tristan and Isolde. And again, cover, please. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Again, matte and gloss. And Tristan and Isolde. Always wanted to read this. The fifth book is Mythology by Edith Hamilton. And it also has a gorgeous cover, which I am covering because I don't know how to do hauls. This is the best I can do for you. So this is the cover, Mythology by Edith Hamilton. And look, it's another chunky book. And you know, I love chunky books. And I already saw the table of contents for this one, and it's so good. And then one final one. And this one is actually a graphic novel, and it is In by Will MacPhail. This is one of my favorite covers I have ever seen. Design, perfection. And I already read it, and it's 5 stars. I loved it. It's all black and white in the inside, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm not going to flip through it because I don't want to damage it. Gorgeous hardcover, chunky for a graphic novel. Love, absolutely perfect. Yeah, so that's it for my book haul. That's probably enough, right? No, it's never enough. So those are the books I've bought physically. I of course buy a lot of books on my Kindle, but I never do book hauls for those because I don't know, I want to fool myself into thinking that I don't buy books. So that was my book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited to get to all of this. I am not excited to put them back in the bookshelves because they are a lot. I will leave it at that. I will see you when I see you in another bookish video. In the meantime, I wish you happy reading.